So we're out here today on a Friday, math training. So last night I did that second run at an intensity of I tried to do it at an intensity of around 150 BPM. I think my average running heart rate was a bit higher than that. But for this math style stuff, try and improve that aerobic base, I've got to be keeping this heart rate down. So in order to work out your math, it's 180 minus your age. And it's really weird because running slow isn't easy. It doesn't feel right. When you want to go somewhere, you want to go. But we've got to give it a go, haven't we? It's going to help recovery. My intensity is going to be lower. The forces I'm putting through the limbs are going to be lower. Recovery should technically increase with all the other things included, nutrition, sleep, all that good stuff. So today also, because of the terrain, we've come down this riverbank. Shouldn't really be coming down here now because it's quite gnarly. You know, ankle slipping sort of stuff. It's quite gnarly, and I haven't got the footwear really for it. Let me pull this heart rate back a little bit. This is the hardest thing. I don't want to have to resort to a walk ever, but I have to keep that heart rate down. This doesn't mean that every single day I'm going to be doing this aerobic base training. It means on some of these days, because it's clear that I've lost my aerobic base, I'm able to run at somewhat of a sustained speed for that middle distance, for that 5k. Earlier this year, my 5ks were not very well, from March onwards, not very good. I didn't really train at all. Before that, end of last year, right at the start of this year, January, February time, they were getting good. For me and my weight, you know, if I can recall, sub 28. But I've lost my aerobic base. So I know I can run at those intensities for a finite amount of time, obviously anaerobic, until your body forces you to stop or reduces intensity to try and remove that lactate. On here it's sort of self-limiting because the terrain is so like wet, sludgy, muddy, slippy. That brings about its own level of intensity because the terrain's undulating. And obviously I've got fatigue from the however many days that I've been doing this. So I'm carrying fatigue in the muscles, tendons, ligaments, joints. So it adds to the intensity. Again, I've got this goal in mind, this distance. I'm not getting there very quickly. So it's that battle. It's got to be done, everything's got to be right. And I think that perfectionism is nothing more than anxiety in disguise. I've always for years gone, oh, I'm a perfectionist, and for all the years that I operated in my job role, I was a perfectionist. Everything had to be right, spick and span. If it wasn't right, don't do it, simple as that. But actually what it was anxiety, high performing anxiety. Nearly a decade of that, you soon snap out of it. It takes a few bumps for you to realise. You just pass it off as wanting to do good and be good, you know, and exceed and excel. Not meet expectations, but to exceed expectations. That's what we're taught. And that's fine. That's fine if you're being realised for it, if it's been seen. But, whoa, slippy. But there's a time you've got to wake up. Here in the UK, I guess we're about 4 p.m, 4 to 8 p.m, and it starts getting darker this time of year. And it's a long autumn and winter. Damn. Up until at least March. At least. So we've got 5 or 6 months of this. So we don't have great amounts of sunlight, and as we get closer to December it just gets darker and darker, as it will everywhere. But yeah, it's gnarly. Put it in the bin. This hasn't been easy so far. What are we? Not even a week through this first week. Not even a way through the first week. And the small sum of people that know that I'm doing this, and those people have reached out and gone, what the hell are you doing this for? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I'm no more than an average individual. No more. No less. And if I'm doing it, there's people out there that have never run 5 kilometers once in their whole life. Yeah, we have individuals that are not able, have additional needs, completely fine. You know, they're not able to be able to run. I am not that narrow-minded. And I know some of these people will want to do that, but they're unable. And I'm just your average individual, but I'm blessed with the ability to move, walk, and apparently run or jog. I'm blessed. Not everybody can run, not everyone can walk. I know this. I'm very, very well aware. So I get it. Whilst I've got a set of legs and I'm able, and I'm your average individual, nothing special, 97 kilos, 5'9", not athletic, I've got to do it. And this might serve as inspiration to some of you out there. I know by doing this, by doing 30 days back-to-back running, this is not going to solve world problems. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people that have done this and documented their journey on YouTube and other websites of their 30 days of 5Ks. I'm not looking to solve world problems by doing this, or to prove to somebody that I'm some sort of superhuman. I'm doing this to inspire. If I can inspire one person to get up and make a difference, get up from the couch when you get back from work, don't veg out, don't go straight onto Netflix, get some shoes on, go for a fast walk, and continue to do that nightly until you can do a jog. until you can do a jog. Every 4th day, do a jog. Then when you get fitter, every other day, add in a very small jog. And do that for a few months. I want to inspire, I want to motivate. What I can't do is distill discipline. Motivation's fleeting. Motivation comes and goes. And discipline is what grabs you by the back of the neck. When motivation's no more, discipline is what will grab you by the back of the neck and it'll drag you to the door. It'll force you to put your shoes on. It'll force you to go outside in the rain, and it'll drive you all the way through a run or a walk in the rain or in the cold, and when you don't want to do it.